Hello everyone, welcome to the Clown Church channel where you don't need to be religious to sit down and listen to a lesson. And as you probably could tell, this is my first video. Mark it, it is July 5th, 2023. So yeah, this is a little pilot episode, a little test run, just to see how it goes, see what I need to fix, what I need to change, what I need to keep, all that. So yeah, it's gonna be a little iffy. You probably can tell from the audio, a little iffy. So yeah, sit back, relax, enjoy your regularly scheduled program. See ya. Close your eyes and imagine it's 2018, a pretty eventful year when it comes to the gaming industry. 2018 gave us amazing additions to beloved games like God of War, Red Dead, Super Smash Bros., as well as providing some memorable standalone games like A Way Out and Detroit Become Human. Though these games were pillars of the gaming industry for 2018, it would be a literal crime to not mention one of the greatest superhero games there is to date, and that is PS4's Marvel Spider-Man. Marvel Spider-Man is not only one of the greatest superhero games to date, it has cemented itself as one of the greatest open world games to date. The game lets you swing and flip all over New York with little to no restriction. This plus the amazing story made for one of the best games you can get your hands on during that year. Now, let's skip to 2020. Yeah. 2020 was an absolutely terrible year for people, but for gaming, it was pretty spectacular. Producing game after game, this tactic was smart thanks to the fact that most people were stuck in their house trying to find something to do. One of these games was the infamous Marvel Avengers. Yeah, that'll do. The game came with many expectations, especially since the last Marvel game that came out was PS4 Spider-Man. But obviously the game failed to reach the bar that was set for it. This plus the numerous tech issues, the microtransactions, and the lackluster story made for one of the most disappointing games. Wow, makes you think, did Square Phoenix make this or did EA make this? Hey, man. Though the tale of the Avengers was very disappointing, there was one game that restored hope to the Marvel fanbase. That game was none other than Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Man Miles Morales to be exact. Spider-Man Miles Morales was a spin-off of the original PS4 Spider-Man game, so of course it kept many of the mechanics that the original game had, but it also added a ton of new mechanics which kept the game feeling fresh. This plus the great story made it for a pretty damn good game. But it put an assumption into fans' heads. The assumption that only Spider-Man games would be the only good Marvel games for a while. Though this assumption dissipated over time, it caused the overlooking of one of my favorite games, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy was created by a Canadian corporation named Eidos Montreal. Nailed it. Eidos Montreal was responsible for some pretty amazing games like Deus Ex, The Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and Thief. But they are also known for being a part of Marvel Avengers?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
So yeah, apparently Eidos Montreal worked on Marvel Avengers before uninvolving themselves in 2021. Maybe that's another reason why Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy fell so as far under the radar as it did. But anyways, let me tell you about the story of the game. The main story of the game follows the newly formed Guardians as they go up against a universe-sized cult. The journey is caused by the one thing that seems to be consistent throughout all medias of the Guardians. They were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You daughter.
Hold on! Quill! Hold on to something, Quill! No!
Story likes to keep itself interesting. You're rarely ever just sitting around. There's always a puzzle or a fight that's always keeping you on your feet. This pairs well with the multitude of Easter eggs that we find around the game. Some of these Easter eggs would allow you to obtain a comic book inspired cosmetics, which totally beats having to pay for them. Are we sure this guy's worked on Avengers? Anyway, the game's always bringing in new interesting characters. And now I will be listing off all my favorite characters from the game. Mantis, Adam Warlock, Cosmos, Nikki, and literally everyone else that shows up in the game. Especially Lipless.
Krusty Krab, this is the Krabby Patty. And now...
Okay, amazing story. Check. And now on to gameplay. The game is a third-person perspective shooter where you play the entirety of the game as the team's leader, Star-Lord, as he wields his element gun. Yes, his guns do more than just shoot lasers in the comics for those who only watch this movie. But I know what you're thinking. This array of characters on your team, wouldn't it get kind of boring constantly playing as the same character? Well, actually the opposite is true. It gives a more feeling of immersion and makes you feel as if you're Star-Lord himself. The game will even sometimes give you a choice of what to say or do.
Put me down!
We're not throwing rockets. Very well.
You sons of forking dogs!
How will we cross?
Choices in a Guardians of the Galaxy game actually kind of seems like a good concept. But if that's not enough for you, you do get the choice to use any of the Guardian special abilities whenever they're around. Which now brings me to my favorite mechanic of the game.
Guys, huddle up!
Yes, the huddle up. During the game, you get a little meter that once filled up allows you to use the ability huddle up, which stops the battle and allows your entire team to circle up. For this, your team will make remarks about the battle that you're currently in. Your job is to listen to them and figure out which is the right choice of words to say to motivate them. If you pick the correct option, it'll motivate the team, boosting all their skills while playing some kick-ass 80s music.
You're gonna stop them, Rocket! Lost cause chatting with that, Quill!
I am primed to destroy!
I mean, listen to that music. It makes me feel as if I can beat up an entire alien cult too. I definitely would lose, but it's a nice thought. The huddle up would even change if any characters are missing due to the story. Okay, Good game mechanics? Check. And now onto the NPCs. Let's be honest, one of the most underrated and important things about a game is its NPCs. A game with boring NPCs will make the resulting game feel boring and even feel plain at times. Each character you interact with have their own interesting and unique personality. Let's take some major NPCs like the Guardians themselves, excluding Star-Lord. They're always talking, even during battle, which makes them feel less like a group and more like a family.
The Milano should be right on the other side of this door. It was open when I came through here.
Who says I tripped on something? Murder Mom probably closed the door behind me.
Excuse me?
Okay. Oh, a little bumpy, but we're all okay, right? And we're laughing. That's good.
It's perfect. This is us. This is how we park.
Well, this is how Quill parks anyways.
We were not fated to die this day. Unless, of course, Fin Fang Foom devours us whole. Hey, whoa. We gotta find him first. Shall we? Oh, this is insane.
This is how we park, yeah.
Good thinking. Get the watering sorted out before we go.
He looks so sad, swishing around in his robes.
What'd he say?
Groot wants to water the Grand Unifier.
Oh, right.
The soaked unifier?
The Grand Humidity!
This makes scenes where they overcome hardships put a smile on your face as if a friend you know in real life actually overcame something. But that's what you expect from a game about a team. But it's not just the major NPCs. Even memorable NPCs that serve little to no purpose to the plot have memorable interactions, like my favorite NPC, Lipless.
Together till the end.
Alright, memorable NPCs, check. And now on to one of the most important things to me, the music. The soundtrack was created by Richard Jaquez, and all I have to say is, that's off. Other than the pre-existing 80s songs, Richard makes beautiful orchestra music that makes the game feel a little more cinematic. With that being said, the game feels really weird when you play it in streaming mode.
If Guardian are looking for more work, Cosmo always chasing problems.
I think what we need right now is a nice walk.
Yeah, this is weird without music. What the fuck?
And that's another check for good music. Holy crap, you know what that means? Yup, that means we have Game of the Year bingo. Wait, no, stop cheering. Do you know what this means? An amazing game that's good enough to win Game of the Year passed under everyone's noses just because it was so close to Marvel Avengers, time-wise and creator-wise. The lesson of today is don't let assumptions ruin your view on things, because it could cause you to miss out on something amazing that's standing right in front of you. So if you can, give Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy a try. Alright you guys, and that's it for the video we have today. And if you have any like suggestions or critiques for the video, go ahead and put them in the comments below, and maybe even put in another topic that I should do for the next video. And according to how this video does, I'll see you guys next time.